You guys, what's up? So welcome to Jacked episode. We're trying to get Jack podcast episode number two. Solo podcast today, but just want to quickly come on and talk about a specific topic that I've seen reoccur quite a bit in my own life and also the people I work with, people I talk to, the environments I spend time in is how do we make sure we kind of keep it going, keep it moving along and keep making some sort of progress. And obviously the main game here is trying to get jacked. That doesn't just mean getting jacked in the gym, right? It's like, are we doing better in our relationships, our business, work, school, whatever it is that our pursuit is? Are we getting jacked? And how do we make sure we keep on getting jacked? Because all these things are lifelong games, right? So three things that I find work really well. Anytime shit hits the fan, like injury happens, oh my knee hurts, my shoulder hurts, or like say for example, uh, life happens, like someone's in the hospital that you love, somebody passed away, you're grieving, you go through a hard time, a breakup, a business thing that's not working out, you lost a bunch of money, you're in a bunch of debt, you got a bunch of exams, a bunch of midterm seasons, there's a bunch of traveling coming up. Things happen that throws off our routine. And then when we get back into like working out or whatever it is, like, oh man, I lost all my momentum, lost all my gains. How to counter this, right? So three things that I find help me counter this at least, and the people I worked with kind of start to improve at countering this. It takes time to learn it. We have to keep practicing it. So number one is the whole idea of control the controllables, right? I learned this personally from Andy Priscilla. He's the best. If you haven't checked his podcast out, check it out. Obviously, after you finish this one. But control the controllables, basically, it means exactly what it is. Is when things hit the fan, try to just take a step back. I know it's hard in the moment, but try to just control and just try to think for a second and say, okay, what areas can I actually control right now? What's out of my control and what can I actually control? Okay, I hurt my knee, I hurt my shoulder. What can I control right now? So, okay, I can control how I eat, I can control how I think, I can control how I treat people, I can control how much I still move, whatever limitations you may have. I can still do some machine work for different body parts. I can control when I go to sleep. I can control how much time I spend on my phone, control how much water I drink. I can control what content I consume, how many books I read, what work I get done, right? So don't let all those other things get sacrificed because one thing starts to hinder us. And you're not alone in the fact that if like something that drastic does happen that kind of throws us off, our brain is made intentionally, I don't know intentionally or not, but it's made to amplify the negative, right? So it ends up amplifying whatever negative shit does happen. We feel ultra anxious just as one thing that has happened, right? So if you know in that moment, catch yourself, and if you get better as you kind of do this more and more. Some days the thing is gonna win. It is what it is. But most days, if you can kind of catch yourself and be like, yo, what areas can I control right now? Am I controlling that? Wicked. Okay, cool. And then you kind of move on with your day and do the stuff you can control. So that's number one, control the controllables. Second one is reframing, right? So this is similar to control the controllables, but you reframe the situation a little bit. Be like, okay, yo, I hurt my knee, right? Or like this business thing failed. What can I possibly learn from it? And what is this telling me, right? What is this teaching me? If the knee thing is like, okay, yo, this is teaching me that maybe I'm ego lifting too much. I'm doing too many Brampton reps out here, right? I got to control the weight. I got to slow down the tempo. I got to make sure that I'm not just trying to go up in weight every single week because that's how I get bigger. I got to make sure I'm controlling the weight, proper technique. I'm recording myself, getting feedback from people outside, yourself, coaches, whatever you have, right? You're doing things properly in the gym. This might be a best time to like, okay, yo, like I got to reevaluate my training style a little bit, making sure I'm doing the right things. If it's business related, life related, like, okay, yo, this is a perfect opportunity for me to understand, okay, maybe all these action steps that I'm taking, some of them are not productive at all. Maybe these are just making me feel like I'm doing busy stuff to make me feel like I'm moving in the right direction. But clearly, this business thing wouldn't have happened, like it wouldn't have failed if I did these other things or I didn't do these things. Hopefully, I'm not confusing you, but like just try to reframe things, right? Um, let's like actually a common example. It's like when you're sitting in traffic, right? Or sitting in traffic, there's a bunch of cars, whatever, especially on Brampton 410. It gets rowdy out there, right? Hey, yo, this is my opportunity to listen to a podcast. Even though I'm going to be stuck here for 20 minutes, I might be late to whatever I get to, but I can't control anything right now, right? So you combine that first one, and then you change it to like, okay, yo, I can listen to a podcast that I've been really, really thinking about listening to, but I've been loafing on. Just put on a podcast on the car, right? And you listen to it and you're driving, you're like, oh, that's not bad at all. This traffic actually blessed me with some knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So you reframe the situation. That goes a long way. The last thing is gratitude, right? You guys know what gratitude is. You know, be grateful for what you have. The fact that I'm doing this podcast, I'm grateful for is I'm sitting in front of a computer in this in first world country, right, doing my thing, hopefully adding value to somebody's life, or at least not to myself, because whatever I just said today applies to myself as well, right? Like I apply it, so I'm just sharing what I kind of apply. It doesn't help anybody wicked, but I hope it does help anybody, and I'm grateful for the fact that if it does help what somebody, that's awesome, right? So big gratitude. What I mean by that is like, hey, be grateful for the things you have, but the way you want to do gratitude is really, really feel the sense of gratitude when you do kind of practice gratitude. And what I mean exactly by that is like we can say, yo, I'm grateful for this podcast, I'm grateful for this coffee, I'm grateful for this water, this book, the fact that I have clean water, I have eating food, I got mom, dad, sister, I got dog. We can say that, but we have to feel it, right? So you wanna do this like this, okay? This sound weird. If you're watching this, cool. You can watch me do this too. But if you're listening to it, close your eyes. Hopefully you're not driving. If you're driving, just try to like calm your breath down, right? So close your eyes, slow down the breath, and then think about moments which you love in your life. It could be like hugging your grandparents, hugging your dog, imagining yourself on like a beach or some shit, right? Put yourself in a really nice, calm state, and then start to think about the things you're grateful for and really feel why you're grateful for them, right? Example, I think about hugging my grandpa, right? I hug my nana, my grandma, right? A hug, and this is the most warm hug ever. And you know, it's just full of love. All they do is they care about you. Or sip the coffee in the morning, the warm feeling, you know, that gives me tingles. Just thinking about it, right? That I'm grateful for that. The fact that I have parents that are supportive of whatever I do, right? This is not a traditional route that I've taken of like doing some fitness stuff, getting jacked, helping others get jacked. That's awesome, but it's not traditional, right? So initially they were a little hesitant, but they've been really, really supportive, right? And I'm grateful for that. The fact that I'm able to impact other people's lives just based on what I learn and know and share, right? That's awesome. So when I close my eyes and slow down my breath, I really feel that sense of gratitude. And you have to feel it. And you can do a simple thing that I like doing is putting a reminder in my calendar. And I put it at 12:30, 12:40 every single day with gratitude and love and feel that sense of gratification, not gratification, gratitude. It's 5, 10 minutes. We can go a massive way. Okay. So yeah, this was a quick, short one, but hopefully, I know it's the time of the year where like, you know, everything is kind of slowing down, winter's coming, but I don't want you guys to use that as an excuse to be like, oh, I can slow down, I can chill out a little bit. Do that if you need to. If you've been fucking working your ass off, do that. But don't let things stop you that are out of your control, right? Because things will keep coming up. And the way you actually get jacked in anything, you just do it for long enough. And I just got to make sure this podcast I just keep doing for long enough, right? So if I don't feel like doing this podcast, I'll tell myself like, yo, the fact that the people listening to it somehow, maybe it's like 2 people, whatever it is, right, is amazing. I'm going to impact somebody through my voice, through whatever I know. Let me go do the podcast, right? Or like, for example, shit happens, like get injured or whatever. Like, what can I control right now? How can I reframe the situation? And then what am I grateful for? Those three things right away are going to put you in a state where you're more solution-based thinking. You're thinking about the opportunities and you're in a better state. You can make better decisions and then you keep continuing the journey. You keep going along. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hope this kind of helped. I know sometimes we feel like, yo, like it's just not working. We're not making progress. But trust me, you're making progress. Believe in yourself. Believe that you deserve progress. Believe that you're worthy of progress. I know it sounds a little fluffy coming from a jack bro, but understanding you just believing in things and then executing, taking action. Like if your thoughts and what you say and your actions all are aligned, yo, what else do you need, right? So make sure everything is kind of aligned. But you have to get in a nice aligned state in your mind first before it starts happening in real life in most cases, right? So yeah, I hope this serves as a reminder. This is a quick little podcast. So control the controllables, reframe situations, and feel gratitude are going to be the ways to counter any, not negative, any situations that come up that hinder us from making progress. Okay. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Make sure you guys, like, subscribe, share, and yeah, stay jacked, stay smiling. Satsrigal. Bye bye. Oh, also one more thing. I'm gonna do this in a way where like the podcast is gonna be a little bit more spontaneous. I've been really rigid and structured with everything I do in life, so I want the podcast to be somewhere where like I kind of let it flow a little bit. I'll still have like consistently there'll be people that come on. There might be like people who are smarter than me in like some specific science area would come on do a podcast. Sometimes it might be solo. Sometimes it might be like 3, 4 boys and we're just talking, having fun, right? Adding value at the same time. So I'm gonna make it a little more free flowing and hope you guys enjoy that because I know I'm kind of looking forward to that because I always crave that conversation side of things and like interaction with people. So, but yeah, take it easy, stay jacked, and bye bye.